Hello everybody, welcome to Novo7Tech headquarters. I'm Adrian Lin, the IT Director for Novo7 Technologies Corporation. And today, we're not going to talk about THL and Zoho Mobile, but we're going to talk about our very own Hydroid MOD. So come on guys, have a closer look. Okay, so before we go further to the features of the Hydroid MOD, let's go first to the other UIs that are existing in the market. To start with, let's go to the Samsung Note 3. Everybody knows that this uses the TouchWiz UI. So as you can see, the notification system, the quick tile is really revamped. So if we go there, you can see pretty much everything and customize it. There is an existing app drawer and a widgets tab. Now let's go to the Mi3. And everybody knows that this popular device is running the MIUI, and currently it's running the MIUI version 5. Now, the Mi3 UI somewhat looks like a Apple UI, like the iOS, and there is no app drawer, very neatly done. And of course, it has themes available in the market. Moving further, let's go through the Color OS by Oppo, of course. And somewhat the icons again are very distinct and unique, and we have new features. So again, the app drawer, the tile settings are really different and deeply skinned. So in comparison of all these three popular UIs, we bring you, ladies and gentlemen, the Hydroid MOD, brought to you by the Hydroid development team, of which 5 Filipino talented programmers and engineers put into a lot of time and dedication to bring this new ROM, especially designed for Novo7 Tech. So what's unique about the Hydroid ROM? At first, the very first look is the new icons, which is inspired by the dragon skin. So as you can see here, the icons are really new, and it has a new app drawer based on the Google Now launcher. So everything is deeply skinned and revamped. And as we all know that Google Now launcher has this built-in notification tile wherein you can browse through the different news of what's new in technology in the market, location-based services, weather, and everything. Of course, you need to log into your Gmail account or Google account to read all the current news. Just swipe to the right and you're there. Now, comparing this to the other UIs, this has a built-in app drawer wherein all your apps that are installed, you can access or sort in folders if you want to bring them outside. So for example, I have here some of the G apps that are already pre-installed, Gmail, Maps, and YouTube. You can even add Play Store. For example, I'm going to long tap on this one, put them there, and it's already there. Okay, so if I want to bring out some icons, for example, my Facebook, okay, and I want to bring out my Instagram, some of the very popular apps, and of course I want to bring out my Twitter, and lastly my WeChat. So these are 4 of the most heavily used or downloaded apps to date, and these are, of course, we know very well connected social media applications used to send and throw in information throughout the internet. So another great story about the Hydroid MOD, what you see here, like the Antutu benchmark, the CPU-Z, the Facebook, the Instagram, Helium backup, okay, Facebook Messenger, the newest Play Store, WeChat, and Twitter, and of course WPS Office, a free online office that you can create, edit, and modify Word, Excel, and PowerPoint files. All of these are pre-installed into the device and no need to download them anymore. So what does this mean? That you don't need to have the hassle of downloading again the apps that you frequently use. And another good news to this is the Google Play services. Okay, let's go to the Play Store. The Google Play services is already new, so if we're going to check the apps, I already logged in my Gmail account, and everything is recent. Of course, there are new updates to the Facebook, Gmail, Instagram, but as for the rest, they're already updated. And the Google Play services, as we all know, if we open a stock Android phone out of the box, you need to, refresh everything and download all the recent drivers and other versions and stuff, which takes quite a while. So now, we save all the trouble for you guys and enjoy your phone right away out of the box. And like I mentioned earlier guys, this Hydroid mod is based on the recent or the newest Android Kitkat 4.4. Okay, so what other Kitkat features is in store for us? Very wonderful feature is the storage partition. So let's go to the settings. Okay, as you can see, we go to the storage. There you go. So we all know that the T5000 has a built-in ROM of 16 GB, and now we have repartitioned the storage to an astounding 12.7 GB, leaving only 787 MB for the phone storage. You might be wondering why we did that, because considering the fact that only 787 MB will be visible in your laptop or PC once you plug this in. It's because Kitkat has a default feature wherein if you plug in your micro SD card, and what I have here is a 64 gig class 10 ultra high speed micro SD card, everything you download, all the apps, the data files will automatically be transferred. Instead of the phone storage, it will be in the SD card. So now, what does this mean? That guys, you don't need to be afraid to download whatever you want in the Play Store, because with a staggering 12.7 gigabytes, you can download pretty much all the heaviest games, all the heaviest apps, and you don't need to worry about running out of space. Just like I said, all the user data, all the system data will be here in the internal storage, and all the data files, the MP3s or the videos and other files will be stored in the SD card directly. So now that's maximizing your phone's internal storage and your SD card. Now, because people always complain that they don't have enough space to install or run apps on their phones or download from the Play Store, now with the Hydroid MOD, you don't need to worry about that. So there we go. And as you've noticed guys, when we go through the settings, as you can see, there is quite a lot of changes that is quite noticeable. At first, the icons are now more colorful, and you have a transparent setting window, and we have some nifty features. For example, let's go to the float app. Once you turn it on, there you go, and out comes the float app. So what does this mean? This float app you can use to play music. For example, and this float app runs in whatever window you wish to access or browse through. So that is multitasking on the go. Now, so for example, I want to record something while doing something, just turn on the recorder and I'm good to go once again. And of course, if I want to watch videos, for example, my unboxing video on the T5000, while I'm browsing through our website, the Novo7TechShop.com, I may do so. So now I can go shop, and while watching the video review, I can also check the prices of the product being reviewed, so no problem. So that's real multitasking that we're talking about. As you can see here, now I'm going to compare the price from Kim's store, for example, while still watching the video, and then again while watching video, I'm doing Amazon. So what else do we do with this float app? So let's go back. So for example, I want to check, okay, in Amazon I saw the price of the T5000 at $300, so that's 300. What is the current exchange rate times 44.8, if I'm not mistaken? So that's 13,440 pesos, and that's excluding shipping and charging and customs taxes, which is roughly around 1,500. So again, we look at Amazon, we get the T5000 for only 14,940. But wait, in the Philippines, in Novo7 Tech shop, okay, let's go to here. It is only 11,990. So if you're going to less 11,990, so right away we know that we'll have a savings of 2,950 pesos if we purchase it locally in the Philippines and get the best Novo7 Tech local warranty. Alright, so that is just a sample or a peek of how to really multitask and maximize your float app. Isn't that nice? So let's go back to the home page. Okay, so we have the usual stuff here. Okay, let's go further into the settings. All right, and now let's go to the flash alert. Okay, what this does, okay, I'll go to my messaging. So I have here certain messages. Okay, so I'm going to send a text message to myself, test, and look what happens when I send it. There you go. So the Flash app works in a way that when I receive a incoming text or incoming call, it flashes and notifies me. And it's really a neat way to notify somebody, because for example it's in your bag and it's set on silent and all you can see is the light. So for sure, when you see a really strong flash from your smartphone, you'll know that you had an incoming message. And if there's an incoming call, it will just flash and flash through. Okay, so that's flash alert. And with the Hydroid mod, the engineering mode is already exposed and fully tweakable for all those users who would like to learn more about their smartphones or get the most out of it, like increasing the volume and stuff. Okay, but one important thing that you should remember of all these apps, one thing in mind again, guys, only on the Philippine local first, that the Hydroid mod, only by Novo7 Tech, that you can get your phones rooted out of the box. So yes, you heard me right, rooted, and that means you don't void your own warranty. And we have super user on, so guys, you can use Root Explorer, you can do whatever, you can downclock or underclock or overclock whatever apps. You can use all the apps, customize everything, because you now have full root access to your phone, and everybody loves a rooted device. But the thing is, when you root your device, you void your warranty. But only again in very Novo7 Tech first, you get a new phone, a spanking new phone. For example, this T5000. Of course, it's also available in the T6s. Both of them are running the Hydroid mod out of the box, and they are rooted out of the box. Isn't that something, guys, right? So I think I'll give that a thumbs up. So moving further again, so we've noticed that my cute SMS has this nice, really nice bubbles. You see them? I have here a nice little wizard, and I have here my nice little barbarian. Okay, so for example, I'm going to send myself a text message. Yo, what's up? Okay. So that is my outgoing, and that's my incoming. So it's fully customizable. So if you want to change again the bubble theme, so let's go to settings. All right, go to general. Let's go to the bubble style. All right. So now I can choose for it to become the Wiz, or maybe the Goblin, or maybe the Hog Raider. But I prefer the Barbarian versus the Wiz. Okay. So that's a little bit OP for all those Clash of Clans fans, right? So no problem with that, okay? So now, messages look cooler, right? And fully customizable. But of course, it doesn't make sense if we can't get the most out of our SMS. So I'll show you something, guys. For example, using my Note 3, okay? I would like to compose a message, all right? This is something I wasn't able to send, so I'll copy this and I'll paste this. And as you can see, it's reading 3 messages and 1 character. So for example, I would like to add some more. Okay, have a closer look, guys. Don't blink. Focus on this part. I'm going to add a character and another one. There you go. Converting to multimedia message. Again, if that was too fast, okay, converting text message. If I added more characters exceeding the 3 character count, everybody knows that a single message contains 160 characters, so I'll type 2 characters, any character, converting to multimedia message. And what this does, it restricts us from sending SMS the way it should be. Now guys, let me ask you a question. When was the last time that you were able to send an SMS that is really long, and no worries, no frills about if your girlfriend or your family or your boss wasn't able to receive the whole message in one go? So that's really a big pain, especially with the TouchWiz UI. My Samsung Note 3 here, okay, has limited to 3 messages only. So now let's go to the MI3. Let's access, so the same message. Okay, let's copy this. Let's copy the text and let's paste it on this one. And for the MIUI, as very obvious, it has a greater texting capacity compared to TouchWiz UI. Instead of 3, this one can accommodate 8 SMS times 160 characters. So if we're going to add some more, alright, now it's converting to multimedia message. So the same big problem, only 8 messages. You see, guys? Now, I would like to bring your attention to the Hydroid UI. Okay, so I have here a very long message that I can copy. Okay, paste it. Have a closer look, guys. That's 14 messages, and on the limit is the 94th character. So if I add another character, it will say text limit reached, because in the kernel level that we are allowed to tweak this phone to, it's only on the 14th message and the 94th character that we're allowed to maximize it. But hey guys, like I said, on your TouchWiz UI, on your Note3, you only get to send 3 messages, and on the MIUI you get only to send 8. But this, guys, I believe this is more than sufficient to text whatever you want. 14 SMS, no problem. Okay, so how do we do this? Oops, I sent that to myself again, so what a waste of load. Don't worry, I'm using unlimited text anyway, so I'm not going to be charged anything. So that's a whole new level, a whole new way of enjoying unlimited texting, because now you can send text the way it should be. So just to cite an example, I'm really excited about this feature, is this one. For example, you're working for a company who's into the retail sales or wholesale, and you would like to report to your boss, for example, twice a day or daily sales inventory report. And the problem is with your bosses monitoring all these branches, and they will require you to send a very long message of the inventory list or the sales list in one go, so that it won't get lost in their system. So now with the Hydroid mod, you can, because with 14 SMS and 94 characters, I believe that's more than enough for an inventory report. Don't you think? And of course, another decent thing about this one, I've tried with other ROMs, and this one now you can send your message. For example, I'm going to forward this. Okay. Oops, I forgot. Big mistake. I wasn't able to transfer my phone books here, but you can send all your messages here up to a maximum of 100 contacts all at the same time. So imagine you're trying to send 14 SMS, okay, to 100 people in one go. Isn't that something, right? So guys, the Hydroid mod is all about making life easier, being more practical, and we're thinking of the daily uses, not only to the average person but also to the businessmen out there, because you know, in the Philippines, business is really important to keep the economy running and stuff, right? So with this feature, I believe it can make our lives a lot better, you know, with this tweak. Now moving further, we would like to discuss now the other integral parts of this phone. We have a built-in quick boot setting. Okay, now this is something for a little bit techie side. So let's go to the recovery mode. So this is something new. All right, this time only. Yes, allow. Now don't blink, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So it's now rebooting and it's entering recovery mode. And yes, you read it correct, TWRP recovery. That means Tim Win Recovery Project. It is one of the best recovery modes available to date because of its full touch capability. What does it do? It reboots your phone to recovery mode wherein you can wipe, alright? You can back up, you can restore, you can mount SD cards. For example, I have here an OTG device, okay? I'm looking for my, this is my OTG. This is my USB OTG built in with a card reader. So I have here my 32GB micro SD card. So let's put it there. Right. Since, yes, ladies and gentlemen, this phone supports OTG function, USB on the go. So let's go to mount and let's check OTG. Alright, so let's go back. Now let's click install and select storage. There you go. OTG is now selectable. And now I can enter my USB drive without going through the file manager. So I can install updates, the .zip files, whatever updates would like to install without deleting my cache and memory. So everything is really handy. And again, guys, this is not for the newbies, for the beginner. This is quite an advanced mod because, like I said, the Hydroid mod is a really rooted out of the box and really advanced for advanced users. So I wouldn't recommend that you newbies to play along with this TWRP configuration. But hey, if a little bit of googling and some research, maybe you can be the next Steve Jobs. You know, who knows? So let's go back to okay, let's exit the restart. Okay, let's go to, well, system. Alright, so now let's reboot the phone. So, and with the Hydroid mod, we have a new loading screen, as you can see, neatly done. TCL Ultraphone technology in human lifestyle, brought to you by Novo7 Tech. And there's the nice, cool Hydroid logo loading screen with the neat new MP3 volume and animation and effects. Okay, so let's check it out. It's loading. Alright, and as I was saying earlier, it is also available in the T6s version. So there are some limitations again for the T6s because this is a 16 gig ROM and this is just an 8 gig ROM. Imagine what amount of apps now you can install for an 8 gig ROM, now functional and possible when using an Hydroid UI or Hydroid ROM. And let's go to the storage. Alright, there you go. The internal has been repartitioned to a staggering 5.21 gigabyte and 0.88 left for the phone storage. So again, that's getting the most out of your phone. So let's go back to my T5000. So let's focus on the unlock screen. So I have here the nice Hydroid icon. Okay, now the usual stuff, you can unlock, swipe up to make a call, to go to the camera, or to make a message or unlock it. Okay, so another feature I would like to highlight to you guys. Did you notice something different here? Okay, so let's go to the usual quick tile settings. Well, I have here different Android devices that are already heavily scanned. But if you're going to recall, if you buy a stock Android phone at AOSP, that the quick tile settings is only by 3x4 tiles. So now we have a neatly done, made it smaller but smarter, right? So we have 5 columns and 3 rows. So we have now the owner, the battery, so you can easily access and identify which apps are draining your phone, right? There we go. And of course there's a shortcut for the settings. There you go. And of course there's a shortcut for the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, your GPS navigation for flight mode, and of course for data. Oops, I accidentally pressed that, so my Wi-Fi is now disconnected in data. And of course another cool feature that is always ignored. So let's go to the TouchWiz UI again. So as you notice, there's no other icons like the Wi-Fi hotspot here. Well, for the Samsung, the TouchWiz UI, it does have. So this is really cool, a cool feature, because everybody knows that we love to share our internet, sharing the love, and we love to share our 3G or 4G connectivity, whatever your phone can handle. But for the Hydroid mod, the feature is out there and no need to go to the tedious process of going to settings, going to more, and going to tethering mobile and portable hotspot and turning on the hotspot. You know, that's 4 or 5 steps off by just compared to swipe with your two fingers, turn on your hotspot and turn on. And so that's it. How easy can it get? So furthermore, you have your audio profiles, your auto rotation, screencast out of there, and of course your brightness even out of there. So it's all about convenience at your fingertips. Okay, so there you go. Again, like I mentioned earlier, the Google Now launcher really updated. Alright, so what else is there for the Hydroid mod? Okay, again, like I mentioned, aside from the pre-installed apps, now let's talk about pre-installed apps. Let's go to Antutu, because this Hydroid mod, by the way, right, already did a pre-benchmark test for my T5000, and it optimized the system even more, and it made it to above 30,000. So that's a good job. All right. Okay, this is a 2 GHz processor, octa-core processor, by the way. So if we're going to compare this to the other devices, okay, a tad slower to the Mi3, which uses a Snapdragon 800 processor. But hey, this is a 1199 phone, an octa-core that is using a 5000 milliampere battery, so no problem. It's a different market. And of course, other features I would like to show to you guys is the widgets. So just go to the settings, go to widgets. Remember how your stock Android AOSP have to have these really hideous clocks. I mean, they look so outdated, they look so boring. I don't want that on my phone. So again, let's look for a decent widget. Alright, so here we go, browsing, and there we go. Okay, now this is the clock of my choice. So now it's asking me no location. Okay, let's go to there, turn on my location. Yep, I agree. Yes, I agree again. Okay, so let's put that back in there. Now everything's enabled, so I'll say I'm in Manila. Yes, I want my temperature to be in Celsius. Use my location, my weather, display my clock. I love the military time format, 24-hour time. Okay, let's display the battery level. Alright, there we go. And voila. And today is October 13. It's 5:37 in the afternoon at 28 degrees out there, and the weather is stormy. And I have here my 72%. Oh, did you just see that? Did you just see that? I hope you didn't miss that, because that's the real-time animated clock widget. Alright, so very similar to the Sense widget clock. So, and the weather is live, updated, as long as you have an active 3G or data connection. Of course, your location on. So now this adds a really more flavor, and it's more presentable now. Now it looks more like a phone. So let's put more widgets in there. So what else do we have? So for suggestion, I would like my calendar to be here on the next page. Alright, but I would like to keep my apps neat, so I'll put all my social media apps there. Alright, so that's how easy it can be. Don't forget, guys, that you can also customize the icons here. So for example, I want my camera to be here and my messaging to be here, and I want my WeChat to be here because I always use it. You can. You see how easy that can be? So move the calendar here, and there you go. And you can resize it any way you want. And that's multitasking, and that's really customizing your phone, and it's how you should really use your phone. Okay, now let's go back again to the messaging. I hope you didn't miss this, because did you notice that my keyboard is kind of different? Okay, so if you missed that, let's go to the settings. Okay, let's go to the language and input. Alright, okay, let's go to the default keyboards and set up input methods. And let's, oops, sorry, that was the float app. Let's tap on that, and there we go. We have gesture typing, because the Hydroid mod is built-in installed Android L keyboard. If you check everything here, okay, actually you can even change your theme, but I already changed my theme to the material type. So let's go to, oops, sorry, not the camera. let's go to the settings. All right. Now, I would like to test the keyboard. So normally when we text something, for example, you know the song of the Carpenters, for example, you are the one who makes me happy, right? So that's the conventional way to type messages, right? So now let's do it Android L swipe style, all right? Okay, don't blink, ladies and gentlemen. Again, let's do this. You are the one who makes me happy. Ain't it cool? You can do that again, just swiping your fingers. Of course, it only works in English for now, but it's a really nice and faster way to type messages and really convenient. You don't need to lift your thumb or your fingers to type anymore. And this adds a really different class and style of typing messages. You see? So whatever words you would like, it really suggests, and personalization is on to a different level. It's up to you. You can customize it or input into the libraries. All right, so that's another feature down. Okay, so we have here actually a list of what other features the Hydroid mod can do for you. But basically, I have discussed more than enough, I believe, and what's beautiful about it all the more that we'll be coming out with updates every single time that there is a new version or a new ROM or kernel for the specific phone. So that means that your phones will be always up to date with the latest kernel, with the fastest baseband versions available, and everything only available exclusively to Novo7 Tech. So again, the Hydroid mod you can experience, right? You can visit any Novo7 Tech shop, all right? So it will be available for the T5000 and for the T6S, and only again at Novo7 Tech. So guys, I invite everybody experience this. It's the best so far, and I promise you we'll be improving this further and further. So again, guys, keep on watching. Thumbs up.